friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by and seeing me today, hanging out for just a little while I chit chat and talk about yarn. One of my favorite things, other than here comes Sassy, she's one of my favorite things too. Um, go, keep going. Sassy, Sissy, and Phoebe, love them, love them. Anyway, guys, it is Friday. Yay. I don't know what that means in your life, but in my life, it just means that Big Daddy will be home for the weekend. So, yay, I'm excited to have him home for 2 days with me. We do not have any plans. I don't want to have any plans. I need just some chill days, honestly, and I'm sure he does too. But I think he does have to work next weekend. He works at a drug rehab facility with drug and other things. It's a rehab facility, and so it's an addiction rehab. It's not necessarily just drugs, I think. Anyway, so they haven't been having family visitation days since COVID started in 2020, right? So they are fixing to start that back up. Next weekend will be their first family visitation day. And so the problem is the employees that are there to do that job now have never done it because that was so long ago. So it's all new employees. So they don't know how to do the family visitation day. So Big Daddy has to work, and I guess it's 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, because a lot of these people, they're patients, clients, or whatever you call them, that are there. They do not live in Louisiana. They're from out of town. And so they have family coming in for the weekend, so they will be able to come and visit them on Saturday and Sunday. Okay, so like I said, the employees there have never done the visitation weekend. So Big Daddy has to work Saturday and Sunday next week training the new employees of how to do visitation days. So hopefully he'll just have to work that one weekend and train them, and they'll pick it up and go and understand what to do. I don't know. He may have to do that a couple of times just to make sure everything's running smoothly, because it's a lot to it. They have to go through every bag that comes onto the premises and search everything and just be out there and aware of what's going on, and it's a lot to it. So anyway, so next weekend he has to work. So this weekend I would like for him just to be able to relax, although we do need groceries. Gosh, we need groceries. This past time we went to the grocery store, we ran through and just picked up a few simple items to get us through the weekend or the week or something. We didn't really buy groceries. And so now we desperately need some groceries and things again. So we got to figure out, when are we doing that? It's one thing that we both hate to do. And we have done grocery pickup, online ordering and curbside pickup, but that never works out in our favor. We still always have to go back to the store. First off, the things that we're getting online, it'll often say it's out of stock. Although when you go in the store, it's on the shelf and you can pick it up and go purchase it. But when you're doing it online, it'll say it's out of stock. That has happened many, many times. And so we just end up having to go inside anyway to get our items. So it just never has worked out in our favor. Plus, when you get to the store, you have to wait a long time for the groceries to be brought out to your vehicle, and it's hot, okay? It's too hot to be sitting in your vehicle waiting 30 minutes for somebody to bring your groceries out. You could be dead by the time they get out there. Anyway, I feel like a zombie today, okay? After the week that I've had, I'm not going to say just the week. After the last few weeks that I've had, I just really feel like a zombie. I just feel so sluggish and tired. And I know it's just exhaustion. It's just exhaustion. All these doctor's appointments and you know, everything that my body has went through the past couple of days. Last night I was so tired. I mean, I know you could tell on yesterday's video, the last section of it. I was so tired. I couldn't think. I could barely even talk. Okay. And so I did go to bed, but I was too tired to sleep. I know, have you ever been that way where you're sleepy, you're tired, but you're just too tired to fall asleep? Yes, I was that way. I know you know what I'm talking about. And so I had a hard time going to sleep. I ended up getting up and just crocheting a lot during the night, and then I went to bed this morning and I have slept. I finally was able to sleep some, and so I slept a little bit, but now I just feel like a zombie. And I just feel like I'm just walking around like doing the motions but not really into anything. So yeah, I think we just need a downtime this weekend. I'm pretty sure. Other than figuring out how we're going to get groceries. I mean, we can run to the little Walmart and go through there, but Big Daddy hates going to the little Walmart, and I do too, because they do not have a checkout station, a stand. I mean, they do not have anyone checking out groceries. You have to check out your own groceries. The big Walmart has self-checkouts at each end of the store, but in the middle, they'll usually have one or two lanes that are checking groceries, you know, of the 25 lanes or ever how many there is, I don't know. They'll have one or two open that does check groceries, but at the little Walmarts here in my area, there's no one checking groceries. You have to check out your own groceries. And that is just, it's hard on, you know, some people. It is. It's hard on Big Daddy having to bend over the buggy and getting groceries. It's hard on his back. And he'll be down in his back like the rest of the day and probably the next day after doing that. It's hard for me just handling groceries. It's hard for me picking up groceries and doing all that. So we really have a time with that. And it's just a dreadful experience for us. I'm sure we're not the only ones. I'm sure we're not. So we hadn't figured out our solution, but our best bet is to go in the store, get our items ourselves, check them out, even though it's difficult, and then bring them home and, you know what we got and know we got the things that we needed. I don't know. Just rambling. I'm rambling, you guys. I'm just drinking some cold sweet tea, Louisiana sweet tea today. It's the last of it in the pitcher, and we're out of sugar. So before I have any more sweet tea, we have to go to the grocery store to get sugar. Oh, goodness. Anyway, guys, so yesterday, after we left the hospital, Big Daddy was starving, and so he wanted to run get a bite to eat. So we did that. We went to Captain D's. I don't know if you guys have Captain D's where you live in your state, city, or town or whatever, but it's a little fast food, seafood restaurant type thing here. So we ran through there and got something and just sat there and relaxed for a minute. I was just glad to be able to, you know, drink, because it was the first I had to drink that day, because the day before I could drink liquids all day long up until midnight, you know, and then so I hadn't had anything to drink since midnight Wednesday night, and it was now like 4 o'clock Thursday, and so I was just glad to sit there and drink some tea and enjoy that. Oh gosh. Anyway, so Big Daddy needed to go to Office Depot to pick something up. And I had already texted him earlier in the week, a day or two before, that I needed to go to Hobby Lobby this week before Saturday while the 30% off sale was on, because there was a couple of skeins of yarn that I needed to get. And he texted me back, okay, what day do you want to go? And I just said, whatever day works out for us. Well, he said, while we were sitting there at Captain D's, he said, I need to go to not Home Depot, Office Depot. And so I was just like, okay, we can do that. And then I thought, oh, well, let's go to the one in West Monroe, and I can run in the Hobby Lobby while you go in Office Depot, because they're right next to each other. So that's what we did. And
in all honesty, I did not feel like walking around Hobby Lobby, but Big Daddy had to go to Office Depot anyway, and I was right next door. And if I was going to get this yarn while it was 30% off this week, I pushed myself and went ahead and did it just because that's what I wanted to do. So I'm looking there at the different colors they have in the yarn ID. That's the yarn that I went in to get, and so that's the colors I saw, and I love all those colors. Like, I could have filled my buggy with all those colors. That's the rose water, and that's the color that I did go to get. But yes, all those colors are so pretty, and I think they do have a vintagey look to them. And you know, I think the items made with them would look like heirloom projects that could just be passed down. And I don't know, I just really like the look of those yarns. I could get addicted to those. And then there's the Second Chance. They don't have very many colors in that, but I did grab 2 of the ivories there. That yarn ID, I really do like that feel of that yarn, especially after it is worked up. It feels very dreamy. So I just went ahead and scanned through the yarn department for just a moment to see, you know, what else have I been missing. And I saw a couple yarns that I might get later on to review and make a project with. But I was just kind of just scanning and looking and waiting to give Big Daddy time to do what he needed to do in Office Depot, because I did not want to go outside in the heat until he was done. That's for sure. So yeah, I'm just walking through looking at all the pretty yarns that I could have filled in my buggy. I could have filled that buggy up, but I was only going in to get yarn for this one project. That's all I needed for that day. But they did have some empty holes. I don't know if their truck's running late or what, because usually my Hobby Lobby doesn't have any empty holes. They usually keep the shelves stocked really well, as you see right here. But I love this yarn. I love all those prints, the solid colors too, but they do have some really cool print colors or variegated colorways and such that just, you know, are very beautiful. So I always like looking at them, and I always have to say, no, I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it. Oh, but they are some beautiful yarns. Anyway, so I called Big Daddy to see if he was done yet, and next thing I know, I saw him walking up to me. Office Depot didn't have what he was looking for, so he came over to tell me that he was done whenever I was done. So
I got what I needed. Okay, so I'm just going to share with you guys what I got. First off, after I had got what I was getting and was just kind of walking around, I found this little pink poofy pillow bed, a puppy bed for Phoebe. She loves this feel. She is going to go mad when I give it to her. But they had these clearance off. I can't remember how much the clearance was, but I looked on the chart and it was $5.10 for a dog bed. And so I was already planning to go to Five Below at some point in the next week or so and get her a new puppy bed. And it would have been $5. This was $5.10, so I just grabbed it. She can curl up in this. It does sink down a little bit. I'm not sure if you can tell that. It does sink down a little bit. She will curl up in that and probably roll around. She will lose her mind because she loves this feel. So I got Phoebe that. I haven't given it to her yet. I was actually going to try to give her a bath first. She's shedding a little bit, and I thought, well, I need to brush her and give her a bath, even though her hairs are so tiny because she's a little chihuahua. But she's still shedding. When I pick her up, I have, hair on my shirt. So anyway, and so you guys can probably guess what yarn I went to get. I'm sure you can. I got the Yarn Bee ID. I reviewed this yarn last week, and I really loved the feeling of this yarn. I just love it. It feels so good. I'm really glad that I got this yarn to review so that I do know that I love this yarn. And I got the color Rose Water because last week I shared with you guys that I had made this panel right here. This little panel, this cute little bunny right here. So this is what I made last week when I was reviewing three new to me yarns. And so I made this little panel, and then I decided I'm going to turn this into a top. And I think it's going to be adorable. A little bunny top. And so it'll be different, okay? Like, it will be totally different. No one is going to have a shirt like this that lives around me. So I had used the leftover yarn that I had and started the panel. Where is my, oh, here it is. I don't want to pull my stitches out that I've already done. And so I got about 5 or 6 rows in with the last of this Rose Water Yarn ID that I had left. And so we went to Hobby Lobby, and I ended up getting 3 skeins of it. Let's see, I ended up getting 3 skeins of that. So that's what I've got to work with. And this is what I have going so far. This is what I have going so far. So this is the back panel of my top. Now, I know a lot of you guys suggested something that would be very cute. Some of you suggested I should just do the bunny head on the next panel for the back and just leave it like the back of the bunny's head. That would be very cute and adorable. But one thing, I don't plan to buy this yarn again. It's not my fave. And I would have to buy it again, and I just don't want to buy that yarn again. That is the Red Heart brushed yarn, and so yeah, I'm done with that yarn. So the back of my panel will just be solid, and that's what I have going so far. I got to do 32 rows, I believe, and so I'm on row 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 25. So I'm going to work on this weekend and work that up. And so it's going to look like this without the bunny. No bunny face on this, or the back, not even the back of the head. Just because I'm not buying that yarn again. But anyway, I ended up getting 3 skeins of that because I figure it's going to take nearly a whole skein for the panel. And then I went around this one 5 times with the rose water, so I've got to recreate that. And then I need to recreate this right here. And I had just a tiny bit of this left over. I didn't know if I had enough to go another full round, so I stopped. But this yarn is not my favorite either. This yarn would be my favorite of those 3 that I reviewed making this. But I got to recreate this to do the back panel. So I did pick up 2 of these. It's the Yarn Bee Second Chance. I went ahead and picked up 2 of those because um, I want to recreate this. And let me say something real quick. I believe I have went 11 rounds around. 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that's not right. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the rosewood. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I did go 12 rounds. Okay, so I went 5 in the rosewood and 6 in this second chance ivory. And so I got to recreate that for the back panel, and then, you know, see what I need to do to it to turn it into a top is what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do this weekend, and some of my downtime is just crochet a granny stitches around this, not around this one, but around this other one that I'm making to turn it into a top. So yeah, that's my plans. The other day when I was talking about this yarn, I was trying to think of the word vintage. The colors in these, in the yarn ID, remind me of vintage. They just have a vintage look to them, a vintage feel. And so that's the word I was looking for. And I thought about it as I was uploading the video, but it was too late. The video was uploading. I go forward, not backwards. So it was what it was. But anyway, I was looking for the word vintage, and several of you guys did guess that, and thank you so much. Yes, that's what I was looking for. So you might, in case you've missed videos, you know, I know everybody don't get to watch every video because we all have busy lives and things going on. But if you wonder where this came from, it did come from this book right here, Crochet Animal Blankets and Blocks by Ira Rott. You can find this on Amazon. She has a couple more books also. She has like an animal rug book and then some baby slippers book too. So that's where this idea came from. Not the shirt idea. I just kind of threw that in at the end. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do this weekend is just crochet on my panel that I'm making here and do my granny stitches around it and just see how far I get. I'm not in a super big rush to get this done. I'm not in a rush to get anything done here lately. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm just enjoying crochet time, okay? No matter what I'm working on, I'm just enjoying every stitch. And I don't feel rushed to complete anything, okay? But I do want to see this completed because it will be cute. And I just want to see my vision come to life. So that's the only reason why I would try to finish it because it is too hot to be wearing a sweater, okay? But I was going to say, I lost my train of thought a minute ago. I did go ahead and get 3 of the rose water because I was thinking, you know, I'm doing this full panel without the bunny head. So it's going to take more of the rose water yarn. And then I'm going to do these rounds right here, which is 5 rounds. Yeah, 5 rounds of that. And then I'll do the, you know, some rows of the second chance, Yarn Bee second chance in ivory. And then I'm going to, you know, try it, pin it together and see how it fits as a sweater. See what I need to do to the sides and the top for shaping and stuff like that. And then I will probably, you know, once I get all that situated, connect it together. And then I might come back and do rose water again for the sleeves. I don't know how long of the sleeves I will make or what I will do for that, but I'm probably going to add more rose water for the sleeve. And then at the bottom of it, after I get the 2 panels connected together, I'll probably go in the round a few times with this. So I went ahead and got 2 of these, although I didn't feel like I can recreate that with 1, and then I'll have 1 left over to go around the bottom if I choose so, to do anything around the neck if I choose so, or whatever. So I think I got enough. Hobby Lobby's having their 30% off this week. You know, they have that every other week. And so I only spent $25. And I got 3 skeins of this Yarn ID, 2 skeins of the Second Chance, and Phoebe Abed. And it was $25. So that's pretty good. And to go in a, no, I was going to say to go in a store and buy a sweater for $25 is kind of unheard of. But I did already purchase 1 skein of this and 1 skein of this that I put into, and a skein of this brushed yarn that I put into the front panel. So you'd have to add that to the price also. But you know, really, when you make wearables, you're not really making them to make them cheaper. You're making them to the experience of making something to wear. I don't know. I love that idea. I love that. I love that when I have made wearables and wore them, I was very proud of them. Even though, you know, my projects have mistakes in them, but somebody walking past me in Walmart's not going to see that mistake. They're going to say, "Oh, I love your top." And I say, "Well, thank you." I don't point out my mistakes to them or anything like that. So anyway, that's a good thing about crochet is you can have mistakes, fix your mistakes the best to your ability, and keep on going. Now for this project, I am using a 6mm hook. It's a J hook, and that's what I am using for this project. That's kind of my go-to size hook is a J hook, and this hook right here is my favorite hook. I was crocheting with this at the hospital yesterday, and actually the guy that came to get me to take me to the back to the OR, he came and he said, "Hey, Miss Miller," and he said, what did he say? Something about, I think I know you. And I said, "Yeah, you probably do," because everybody up there recognizes me in the curtain room and in the OR and in recovery. I mean, unfortunately, if I was going to be recognized somewhere, it's not the hospital OR that I would want to be known in. That is not the place that I would want to be known in. But anyway, I have just been through there a lot of times. I used to go all the time and have my esophagus stretched for years and years and years. We did that repeatedly. Um, I've had, you know, finger amputations there. I've had a feeding tube surgery after surgery after surgery. I had 5 feeding tubes put in there. Yeah, they know me. Unfortunately, they can't help but know me. And so this guy said, I think I know you. I think I've had you before. And he said, "Hey, you've had surgery with Dr. Taylor before, hadn't you?" I said, "Yes, sir, 6 times. And he said, "Oh, I don't remember you that many times, but I know that I've had you when I helped with Dr. Taylor before." And so he was helping me get my things because I was crocheting, and Big Daddy had gone to the restroom because his LASIK pill had kicked in, and he was having to go to the restroom every few minutes. So he wasn't out there at the time, and so the guy was helping me put my things in my bag, and he picked up my crochet hook, and he said, "I bet you tell people that's your finger." Oh, goodness. Anyway, and then when we got back to the OR, one of the surgery nurses that has seen me time and time again, she's like, "Hey, Kayla, how are you doing?" And, you know, I said, "I'm doing good." And then she said, "Okay, this is Jasmine." It was a new girl that had just started working there that was not familiar with me. And she said, "I was telling Jasmine all about you. And so I was looking back through your records and telling her different things that you've been through and all that." And she said, "And I noticed you've lost over 100 pounds. And I said, "Yeah, it's been rough." And she said, "Congratulations." I said, "Oh, no, not congratulations to me, because it was not willpower. It was against my will." It was against my will because I wasn't like using willpower and trying to lose weight. I was losing weight because I was so sick. and I just went through a really, really, really rough sick time. So anyway, I just thought that was funny. She was congratulating me on my weight loss, which was not my idea. It was not willpower. I don't have willpower. But anyway, anyway, it is nice to see familiar faces when you're going into surgery like that, or colonoscopy or whatever. When you're going into that and you're being put to sleep, it is nice to see familiar faces who know you, and they talk to you and make you comfortable. I was very comfortable. I wasn't stressed or worried at all. I knew I was in good hands. And then not gynecologist, the GI doctor, Dr. Scott. Now he came from Shreveport to do this, so he doesn't live here in Monroe. He travels here, and I think he comes on certain Thursdays. I don't think it's every Thursday, but sometimes on Thursdays, maybe once a month, or I don't know his schedule. He comes here and does things like this. Like he's done several of my feeding tube surgeries, and now this colonoscopy. And so, he come up and we talked for a minute, and we talked about some issues that I am having, and so, which, I said, this has nothing to do with today, but I just want to run it past you, and, you tell me a direction. And so we talked about, something going on, and he gave me direction, so hopefully I will see him again in the future, and we can fix an issue going on. But they're all so nice. I mean, really, I have the best hospital with the best employees. I can't complain about them, not one bit. They are all, Now, hospital time is different from real time. Things happen in hospitals that slow them down. You can't say, oh, this surgery is going to take 20 minutes. That surgery might go over and take 45 minutes. So things do happen. And yeah, I did have to wait a long time in the curtain room, but that's life. That's life, Lord knows my life don't go as planned. My life don't go as planned. I might make a list and say, I'm going to do all this morning, and then this afternoon I'm going to do this, and guess what? I might have did one thing off of that list because my life just doesn't go as planned. And so hospital time doesn't run. It usually runs several hours behind real life time. I've always said that anytime in the hospital and they say, oh, like, we're going to take you down for this test, we'll be back to get you in about, 30 minutes or something, 4 hours later, you're waiting for them, and, you're just like, it's hospital time. Their 30 minutes equals hours. And that's just the way it is, because things happen. They're not just catering to one person. They're tending to a hospital full of people. But anyway, so yeah, I really do like my hospital. We have we have 3 large hospitals here. One in West Monroe and 2 in Monroe. And so I've been to all 3 of them, and I picked the one that I like the best, and that's the one that I go to. But anyway, guys, I'm just rambling, just visiting with you guys, because I have just missed talking to people. And so I hope you're all having a great weekend. What is your plans for this weekend? What do you think you're going to be doing? My plans always seem to change no matter what. I can sit here and say, oh, this weekend I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then on Monday I might come back and say, well, I didn't do none of that. I always have plan B, plan C, plan D. I mean, not that I have all these different plans. I'm open to whatever happens. It's not the end of the world. Just play it by ear is what I do. Fly by the seat of my pants. But I am going to try to work on this project this weekend. I have that flag blanket that I'm going to be doing a video on this next week. It's coming along nicely. I had to stop and think about it for a couple of days, but I think I know what I'm doing with it now. So, yeah, I'll be working on that next week. And let's see. I have lots of things I'm working on. So y'all come back and visit with me and hang out. Don't forget to bring a project to work on before you click on my video. Grab you something to drink and we'll just visit. Me and Big Daddy have a video coming out, actually. Maybe a couple of them. We need to record something tonight or tomorrow. And then Monday, we hope to launch something. So watch for a video from us for Monday. Yeah. Big Daddy's been working hard on something for me, and I appreciate him so very much. He's my man. And so be watching for some videos from us. But guys, I'm gonna get off here and let you get going and enjoy your day, get your weekend started. Remember, it is a beautiful day to crochet, friends, and I will see you all again very soon. Bye, friends.